Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's match of St. Martin against Bonaire. In this Group A League C, we see that St. Martin coming off a resounding 6-0 win against Ingia, Bonaire making their first appearance in this Concacaf Nations League. This will be the first international meeting of these two nations football teams. St. Martin's 6-0 win highlighted by 4 goals before the first half by Axel Raga on his national team debut. Bonaire is hoping to kick off their Concacaf Nations League journey on a positive note. The 2 losses from their last campaign did prevent them from further play. Pitch conditions look good, 86 degrees here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And low percentage of rain, which is what we like to see for an ideal night of football.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the 2023-2024 Concacaf Nations League Group matchup between the national teams of St. Martin and Bonaire. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem of St. Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem of Bonaire.
Excited to bring you this match tonight. Again, the first ever international match between these two countries' football teams. Referees today from the St. Kitts and Nevis. It will be Bonaire's first match in this year's Concacaf Nations League. They are in the same group as Saint Martin and Anguilla, a group that only has 3 teams. However, they will find it quite difficult to make that jump if they don't win here. Of course, for Saint Martin, Axel Raga, the goal scorer of 4 goals before halftime in last week's matchup against Anguilla. They come largely with the same squad. Coach Stefan Avre choosing not to make too many changes. Number 14, David Chevalier, did not start for that game. You may see a new lineup for Bonaire, however, as it is a team that has not played since March. Not only will we perhaps see some new players, we will see a new manager as well. Referees today from St. Kitts and Nevis, where this game is currently being played. For Bonaire, their new coach, Wilov Yanga, makes several changes from the last game that they played where they lost 2-1 against Turks and Caicos. We do see some familiar faces, such as Vladimir Michel, the captain, Eric Paul, number 22, Henrik Ledeboer, their goalkeeper, who replaces former goalkeeper Richard France, who is now the goalkeeping coach for the team. On the St. Martin side, we have the ever unaging Wilfred Dalmat at the age of 41. So some veterans certainly in this matchup, as well as some players who are making their debuts for their national team and are perhaps looking to learn from the experience of their fellow players. As we get ready for kickoff here. And it is Dalmat to get the game underway. Be very curious to see how Bonaire fares in this lineup. They are relatively untested as a national team. Certainly is difficult as well with the lack of playing time. It does make the team find it a bit more difficult to get that rhythm, get that flow, feel like you have a bit of cohesion. Ball up the middle there. Very quickly stolen away from Saint Martin. Well defended. Saint Martin, not to be confused with the Dutch Saint Martin. 2 countries on the same island, separated by their French and Dutch counterparts. Both teams will be taking part in the Concacaf Nations League. Wide open pass there on the left-hand side. But just not able to get around the two defenders. It will be an early first corner for Saint Martin. Corner taken short. And driven in, just not able to get any height on it, really. And can Bonaire come away with this? Stopped short before the halfway line, but the ref has seen a foul. And the ref very quickly dismissing any objections to his call. Ball not able to reach the forward Saint Martin player. Bonaire not really able to keep onto any possession early in this game. Saint Martin certainly not afraid to let the Bonaire players know that they're there. Expect to see a physical match in this matchup. Can Bonaire try to cut through this midfield? Referee has decided that that was a foul. It looked to be a little bit of a push. The players getting into it early. It appears this referee will be somewhat stringent with these fouls. This is Wilfred Damat. With the ball in. Not quite the height that he would have wanted, but perhaps Saint Martin can recycle this. It will go out for a Saint Martin throw. Malcolm Lebel with a throw. Well defended by Bonaire. Ball thrown in into a great spot. Just poked away. Saint Martin being quite physical in attempting to win the ball back. They are keeping a very high line up here. Malcolm Babel, the 30-year-old, who plays along his teammate Kevin Zonzon, captain of Saint Martin in France in the third championship national, which represents the 5th tier of French football. A lot of these players do play in that level in France. Many of them hold dual citizenships in both countries, but tonight have chosen to represent their team for Saint Martin, and that is a foul. A somewhat dangerous position for the Saint Martin team. The kick is taken quickly. And Bonaire come away with it. This is their chance to really get past the halfway line in the first few minutes. Cross in. A very acrobatic attempt, but unfortunately not one that can hit the target. Cross in perhaps just a little bit too high. Some great movement by Bonaire here. Keeper comes out and makes the easy catch. Big switch, but just unable to reach the St. Martin player on the right-hand side. You'll hear a few languages being tossed around from the sideline. St. Martin, obviously, a former and actually current part of the nation of France. Bonaire, part of the Dutch Caribbean, part of those islands of ABCs, Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao. You might hear some Dutch, you might hear some Papiamento, a Portuguese-based Creole language. And of course, the rest from St. Kitts and Nevis will be speaking English. A great mix of island languages heard in this game. Something else the players might be hearing from their coach is to press up. St. Martin team pushing forward very aggressively early in this first half. See the Bonaire players struggling just a little bit. Some good movement by the Bonaire players, but not able to get it past the halfway line. And St. Martin will recycle. Great movement again. The ref decides not to call a foul. It will go out for a throw-in. Jalen Seger with the throw-in. Can he get the cross in? And it goes out for the second corner. Will this corner be taken short as well? We see center back Dumas coming in. Number 4, he will be a big target. As well as Chevalier. Just lurks in the back, and here he is on the ball now, getting to the ball now. Good effort by the Bonaire defense to get it away. And here's Felix Verhaar. It's 1-on-1, 1-on-3 possibly, looking for some support. Here it comes, here's the ball in, and that's a great ball poke through. Very close to the first goal for Bonaire, but the ref has deemed it offside. Some excellent movement from the left-hand side, especially from the last ball in. St. Martin with the throw-in. And a big ball forward from the center back. Can he just reach that left-hand side? Long ball forward from Bonaire, again to Felix. Again, it's 2-on-1. He's just looking for some support. It gets there, but can it cross get over, and it cannot. Ref calls for a corner kick. Some very physical defending from the number 14, David Chevalier. Some excellent defending there by Bellany Dumas, the 34-year-old. There is a player down for Bonaire. Looks to be a bit of an ankle injury. But good to see the player up and walking. Bonaire may temporarily have to defend this quarter with just 10 men. Saint Martin keeper Sébastien Raffos will be on the lookout. That corner taken very short, not able to reach past the first post. Raffos, another one of the experienced players for Saint Martin. At the age of 43, still playing for his team in the Championnat National 3 in the French system. Thrown by number 9, Martinez from Bonaire. We'll try to get this in a good position. And it's just not able to make it as the ref calls offsides for Bonaire. Some promising breakaways early on from the Bonaire side, but definitely they are spending a good portion of the match defending from the Saint Martin attack. The keeper will just let this run out. You may hear a familiar last name on this Saint Martin team. And a shot from Wilfred Dalmat. Spilled by the goalkeeper, but picked up by the Bonaire defense. Familiar last name, Romuald Lacazette. He is related to the former Arsenal striker. He's actually his cousin. Lacazette currently playing for FC Wacker Innsbruck in Austria. 29-year-old, not his first time representing Saint Martin. And we'll see what impact he's able to make in this game. Stolen back. Here's Dalmat. Babel. There is Lacazette. And ball forward, scooped up by the keeper. Raffos on the ball. Malcolm Babel. Long cross forward. Scooped up by the goalkeeper. And he will try to get Bonaire away somewhat quickly. Looking for through ball. A little slip. And the referee is not happy with the attempt to win the ball back. He calls a foul against Bonaire. Referee again not happy with the Saint Martin player, the Bonaire player coming from behind. Gives a little extra to Jonathan Labania. This referee is being quite strict from the onset. I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of cards shown, perhaps for some accumulation of foul, especially towards the second half. Saint Martin again with the attack, coming down the right-hand side. Chevalier, David Chevalier earning his first cap, and the Saint Martin team will earn another corner. The control of the midfield for Saint Martin has been so important. It was definitely a key differentiator in their win against Ingia. So it is quite interesting to see them make a change in the midfield, bringing on Chevalier, who is earning his first cap. Corner in, not able to reach the head of a Bonaire player, of the Saint Martin player. And Bonaire try to take it away. And potential foul by the Saint Martin player, but the St. Kitts and Nevis referee does not blow his whistle. Well defended by Bonaire again for a corner. Will be an in-swinging corner from number 11, Keelan Laban. One of the few players that does not play in France or in the islands. He actually plays for Neftchi Baku in the Premier League of the Azerbaijan League, club that currently stands in the third place and potentially maybe playing in some European football this season. Bonaire with the ball through, but not quite able to reach before the keeper gets there. The Bonaire players are just sitting back a little bit. They're not actively pressing. You can tell their coach has advised them to be a bit more defensive-minded. When we do see a Bonaire player down here, referee has blown to stop play. Never a good sign to see a player injured off the ball as the trainers come onto the field. Maybe a good time for the teams to take a hydration break of sorts. As mentioned, it is 86 degrees, very high humidity. I'm sure the island nations are used to playing in such heat, but nevertheless, the referee will just restart this ball back with Saint Martin. Referee just indicating the ball must hit the ground before it can be played. There's Chevalier. Dumas. Lacazette. And a aggressive tackle by the Bonaire player. And the referee is going to issue the first yellow card of the game in the 20th minute to the Bonaire player. A yellow card that perhaps didn't need to be given. Coming in from the back, low. Just overall not a good foul, but more importantly, not quite necessary. Player will have to be more attentive now that he's on a yellow card. We'll see whether that impacts Bonaire's ability to defend. especially now as they come forward, as the St. Martin teams comes forward. And they are able to get it away for a throw-in. Always dangerous to earn that yellow card early on in the game because it does put a player somewhat on watch. Attacking players will maybe try to go at him a little bit more. That's a good ball over the top here. And can they reach another player? Cannot, but the St. Martin players are calling for a foul. Referee says it was just normal contact and asks play to resume. Bonaire keeper Ledebor, one of many players who plays for SV Vitesse. Most of the Bonaire team do play their football locally. In contrast, the St. Martin team play not only in St. Martin, but a good portion in France as well. Mentioned before Lacazette, who is playing in Austria with FC Wacker Innsbruck in the second tier, as well as Le Bon with Nefchi Baku in Azerbaijan. We see manager Stéphane Auvray, 42 years old, Guadeloupe born, but grew up in St. Martin. This is his 4th year as the manager of St. Martin. And quite interestingly, he does have some ties to the US. He started his career in France, but had brief stints with both the New York Red Bulls and Sporting Kansas City. He is now having to direct his players to drop and defend for one of the first Bonaire free kicks. That actually does go backwards. And unfortunately, a somewhat good position by Bonaire is a bit wasted. Ball given away in the final third. Really seeing Bonaire struggle to pass it out of the back. And will this be a shot? Wilfred Damat, and it will be. Ooh, and it is very close to an opening goal from St. Martin. Just tipped away by the goalkeeper. Letterbo's left hand getting on it to make sure that the opening goal does not come from St. Martin. Wonder if Dalmat is hoping he took the shot in the first time. Perhaps seeing an early substitution for St. Martin. At the moment, they are playing with 10 men as they try to make something out of this corner. The clearance is very quickly captured by a St. Martin player, and it's sent back in. And the Bonaire player has to head it out, and there is another player down in the box for Bonaire. The service on the corners has greatly improved. Really seeing some height on the ball. And we do see that Bonaire player back up again. So they will defend with 11. The ball comes in, bit short. Couple cries for handball on the sideline, but no matter. The goal did not... Yeah, I think there was perhaps just a bit of a foul, bit of a shove there from some of the Bonaire defenders. Referee just having a chat there with number 7, Felix Verhaar. Streaming forward. Great ball in. Is it able to be... Oh, wow. It was a very, very dangerous ball, and some of the Saint Martin players just calling for a penalty as the goalkeeper, Henrik Ledebor, appeared to be diving for the ball, but got the player, not the ball. We'll see a replay here again. Great ball forward. Dalmat just trying to get a kick out. Ledebor doesn't seem to get the ball, which is then recycled and played out for a corner. Corner comes in very high this time. Dalmat trying to head it into a good position, and it's cleared out by the Bonaire player. Saint Martin will try to recycle this again. Will this be a long-range shot? And ball just taken away by the Bonaire team. They're streaming forward now. You can see 3-on-3 perhaps in the back. Ball slightly a little wide. Not sure if that was a cross or a shot by their number 9, Jonathan Labania, but in any case, it does go out for a goal kick. One of the few promising attacks by the Bonaire team. You see here, just not able to twist his body enough, leaning back a little bit, and it goes over the right crossbar. Bonaire looking somewhat deadly in the final third, but the problem for them is getting the ball in the final third with enough support. For Saint Martin's somewhat of the opposite problem. They are pushing quite hard, but not able to really execute well in that final third. Couple of good chances that have gone by. To number 8, Lacazette. Some excellent possession just to get that big switch. I believe the referee has called for the ball. Ball to be played. I believe it was called for a foul, actually. And the ball will go back. This will be a Saint Martin free kick. It may have been just a bit of contact after the ball was kicked. Here's Bellany Dumas. Ball won back by Bonaire. We see players streaming down the left side, but they're just not able to get the ball out. Referee eventually calls for a foul against Bonaire. And Saint Martin take it quickly. This is their number 7, Axel Raga. Can he get something away? And it's just cleared out for a corner. Really haven't called Axel's name too much today in the first half. Expect maybe he's just waiting for some better service, but we will see if the striker can get a couple of shots in. Will be a change for Bonaire. Number 2, Malcolm Babel, coming out to be replaced by Kearney Chance. Likely due to an injury. This may have been one of the fouls that we had seen earlier. Excuse me. That should be Adrian Surgery. Excuse me, for the Bonaire team.
Substitution made for Bonaire. Out. Number 2, maybe Richard. In number 18, Abri Sabrea.
Not able to get the ball quite past the halfway point. The loss of Levi Ranjan, the number 2 for Bonaire, will be noted for sure. He had earned 4 caps and was really a key part of the midfield in their last match against the Turks and Caicos. Adrian Silvery, somewhat more experienced 31-year-old midfielder with 8 caps who plays his football in Bonaire. Curious to see if he will just be able to bring some creativity to the Bonaire midfield. And this ball in. Kept by Bonaire. And stolen away by Lacazette, who sends it forward on the left-hand side where Bonaire has been making a good portion of their attack. The give and go not quite getting there. .0-0 scoreline, not quite reflecting how the sequence of play, how the teams have really matched up. Feeling like St. Martin has really been on the front foot for the most part. Definitely better chances and some better attacks. Chevalier. Shot on goal, very easily picked up by the keeper. Dumas. Lacazette just tried to thread the ball through. Bonaire with some good possession in the last third. Can they just make the extra pass to get it past the St. Martin back line? Will we see a ball in here? And it is wide for a goal kick. Christopher Senior, number 10. 8 caps, 1 goal. Can he get a second in this match? Damat. And Axel winning a corner for his side. Damat will put this ball in. Corner comes in. Couple calls of shoot, but Levon chooses to pass. Still have a second opportunity. And a very, very good chance. That is just wide for Stanley Cigarel. Very good opportunity. Bonaire defense not really doing a good job picking up players on those corners. Great moving up the sideline. Ball won back by Saint Martin. Threaded through. Is this the moment? Just out for a corner. Excuse me, a throw-in. Levon to Damat. Bonaire to get it away. Aggressive play. Shot! Oh, just over the bar. That was some great movement just within the box by Saint Martin. Axel Raga just dancing around a few Bonaire players. Laying it off for Stanley Cigarel, who is just not able to hit the back of the net. But excellent movement for Saint Martin. You do wonder if fitness will come into play here, just given the increased number of games that Saint Martin have as a squad compared to Bonaire. Ball and back by Bonaire. Hits the back of a Saint Martin player, not able to get forward. Stanley with the ball. In, and Axel just not able to turn it goalward. You get the feeling for Saint Martin that the chance will come. The chances are coming, and the goal will come eventually. They're sending a lot of balls in. Right, short, through the middle, long crosses. It then becomes a question of fitness whether Bonaire can not only defend the relenting pressure from Saint Martin, but also send additional men up front to have enough support for a counterattack or any attack. Felix Verhaar trying to keep some possession of the ball, not able to. Foul call against Bonaire. And another yellow card for a Bonaire player. This time their number 9, Jonathan Labania. We'll see it again here. Just drags him down by the shirt. Ref perhaps not liking it, not liking the number of fouls. Labania had scored twice in the previous year's edition of the Nations League. this ball easy for the goalkeeper. Has spent most of his efforts in this game defensively, but is focused on controlling that midfield. 2 goals for Bonaire already. So expect to see him to be somewhat in form. Ooh. And a handball call by the ref against the Bonaire player. Believes it was number 7, Felix. Very hard. Ball thrown in. Some good movement from the Bonaire players. Here's Lacazette. Is he going to try his luck? Well wide. Bonaire keeper sends it forward. And the Bonaire player is calling for a foul as the Saint Martin defender is jumping a bit too high. Bonaire keeping the ball for an extended spell of possession. Working their way through the Saint Martin backline, but just offsides. That is their 3rd offside call already. But some very, very good movement just through those pockets that the Saint Martin defenders are leaving open. Down the line here and out for another Saint Martin corner. The Bonaire players are not happy. Corner comes in. Good position for a corner. And we'll see whether they can, Saint Martin team can recycle this for another chance in. And just off the head of the Bonaire defense for another corner. Their number 11 Kieran Bond. And the keeper comes out. Is this a shot? One back by the Bonaire defense. And now here they come streaming forward. They have 2-on-3 back. More Bonaire players coming back to support. Is this the breakaway that they needed? Referee indicates 2 additional minutes. A goal before halftime would be a big win for either of these teams.
Minimum of 2 minutes added to the first half.
A goal before halftime could really change the complexion for either of these teams going into the dressing room. Saint Martin probably feeling a bit frustrated that their attacking has not yielded any results. Bonaire probably trying to ascertain how to turn their defensive into more breakaway opportunities. Ball sent in, but promptly out again by the Bonaire players. Is this a shot? Unclear if it was a shot or a pass, but in any case, this will be a goal kick for Bonaire. Because there are only 3 games, there are 3 teams in this group. There are no other games being played at this time. However, Bonaire, of course, will know that Saint Martin had won a very strong 6-0 victory against Anguilla, so this game will become all the more important then, not just in terms of points, but perhaps in terms of goal differential as well. And the referee indicates that the first half has concluded. A dicey game by both teams. Score remains 0-0. We expected Saint Martin to have a somewhat more dominating performance given their recent win, but the Bonaire defense has proven strong. Halftime 0-0 here in St. Kitts and Nevis. Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of Saint Martin versus Bonaire. A 0-0 scoreline as Bonaire kicks off the second half. We are here in St. Kitts and Nevis. It has definitely been a physical match. Saint Martin definitely with some of the better chances as they have just stolen the ball away from Bonaire here. We see Axel Raga on the ball, eventually losing out to a Bonaire defender who just strikes it away, and that is a bit characteristic of their first half attacking as well. 2-on-1, but the Bonaire player is able to get a shot away, just not quite on target. Saint Martin definitely with not only the greater possession, but the greater number of shots, greater number of corners in the first half. Bonaire really playing a bit behind, more defensive, not really able to get much attacking rhythm, very focused on the breakaways in which they had 2 or 3 chances on goal. However, Saint Martin definitely putting on the pressure here. Ball goes out for a Saint Martin throw. Marcelin Brouillet with the ball towards Axel. Lacazette with a through ball here. Can it reach? And just a foul by the Saint Martin player to return the ball back to Bonaire's possession. Bit of a light foul, but this referee has made it very clear from the beginning that he is not going to accept play that is too physical, is not afraid, certainly not afraid to give out yellow cards early in the match. So we are seeing some of the perhaps lighter fouls called, and a shot on target, perhaps the first shot on target for Bonaire. Keeper gets it away quickly. Very hard. Crossing just headed away. Lacazette playing defensive duties. And that will be a foul against Bonaire. Bonaire players calling for a yellow card. They may just see it. Captain Roger Michel going down, winning his side, a free kick in a good area. Also a yellow card for Kylian Lebon. Referee just trying to break up some pushing and shoving, perhaps some words as well. Referee will call both players over to have a little bit of a talk with them. Captain Michel just trying to urge both players keep the game calm. Referee from St. Kitts and Nevis, where this game is currently being played. Bonaire will put this corner in, and it is straight at the keeper. Foul against Raga. we haven't seen too much of Axel Raga. He certainly made a name for himself, scoring 4 goals on his first ever debut for Saint Martin, but today it has been a bit harder to get him the service that he requires. He had a couple good runs on the left-hand side, but we'll see now. Just hasn't really been able to get some good opportunities on the ball. Ball swung in and promptly defended, header out by a Bonaire player. "41-year-old Wilfred Dalmat will put this in, or potential short corner is asked to be restarted by the referee. Short corner to Levon, who plays it back. Perhaps just to switch up the angle for Dalmat. He'll put it in. That's a good area. Header just wide. We'll be curious to see whether manager Stéphane Frey decides to keep this formation or perhaps goes for something a little more attacking and minded that can enable Axel to get on the ball more. Bonaire here on the attack. That's a good ball in, but straight to the goalkeeper. An easy catch for Raffos. Raffos usually goes with a 4-4-2. Would be curious to see if he wants a formation where he would put Axel Raga as the lone striker up top, just simply given his performance in the last game. There are only 3 teams in this group, so each team will meet twice. This being the first ever meeting between these two nations. Following this match, Saint Martin will play Anguilla again on October 16th and Bonaire again November. Foul that the referee waited, thought about a little bit, and then eventually did decide to call. It looked to be a bit of a high boot. The Saint Martin players are frustrated, and we do have a Bonaire player on the ground. As mentioned previously, Bonaire will play Anguilla in October at the international break, followed by Anguilla again, and of course we'll meet Saint Martin again in that November international break. It will be interesting to see how the formations and lineups change between now and then. Referee just calling for this to be offside. It was a long-range shot that had just gone wide anyways. Ball won back by Bonaire. Segarel just trying to wiggle his way out. Eventually the foul is called. Foul actually being called against Shander Martinez. It will give Dalmat a good opportunity to send the ball in. We'll see. And he aims actually for the outside edge of the box to Keelan Loban, who passes it to Chevalier, just trying to get that cross in, but eventually becomes an easy scoop for the keeper. Interesting play there from that set piece. Clearly something they had thought about and worked in practice, but perhaps execution just not quite where it wants to be. We see how high St. Martin is. We see Axel Raga pressing the ball. The whole time St. Martin have just been very, very focused on the attack, very focused on bringing that pressure to the Bonaire backline. Lacazette to Loban. Tries to play the 1-2. Surprised the referee didn't call this one, considering some of the other fouls he called. It's a very, very hard challenge. Bonaire will get another foul. Free kick taken quickly. Bonaire with 11 fouls to Saint Martin's 8. From the offset, quite a physical game. Both teams really not afraid to put a foot in here and there. Swinging ball comes in, keeper comes out to grab. He'll try to get the team away quickly. But it becomes quite difficult for Bonaire to move through that midfield. The minute anyone gets the ball, it's 1-2-3 around, and the ball is turned over again here. Here's Keelan Loban, the number 11. He's just been everywhere. Dalmat, Loban. Oh, and just a last touch to prevent him from getting on the ball and making a quick shot away. Chevalier. Out to Segor. Raga. The 1-2 back to Raga didn't quite work. Bonaire trying to keep some possession, but very difficult when there's only one person up top. Here's Chevalier again. Segura will try again, but gets his pocket picked. Nice little 1-2, but it is 2 against 6. And the ref does give Bonaire a foul. Bonaire players are asking, where's the card? And I would say, based on the performance based on the standards that the referee has set, that is deserving of a card. Poirier will take this for Bonaire. Poirier will try to put this in the box. Raffos came out to get, but couldn't quite get possession, and it will go out for a corner. Only Bonaire's second corner of the match. First one was not quite at the right height and position. We'll see if this one coming in can be a bit more accurate. We'll have the substitution. Blanken will be coming in for Christopher Isenia. 29-year-old has 8 caps and a goal to his name. Ball swung it. And Blanken tried something a bit acrobatic for his first touch of the ball. Bonaire on the defensive foot now as they try to stop the St. Martin counterattack. Oh, and the ball just grazes by the face of the goal. Axelraga trying to get a touch on it, but not quite able to poke it past the keeper.
Substitution made for Bonaire. Out.
The ball across is in a great position. Axel is just there trying to tap it in, but unfortunately he runs into the goalkeeper, Hendrik. Let's Boer first.
Blanken. The substitution was made in the 61st minute.
Just across the face of the goal. It was a great ball in by Segurel. And that's more of the service that Axelraga needs. Good to see the keeper just back up, moving around. Hopefully wasn't too bad of an injury. Keeper sends it forward. There are already 5-6 players in the Bonaire half of the field, just waiting to pounce on the ball when Bonaire loses possession. Braga. Just not able to get the cross in, loses it out to the Bonaire defense. Braga had plenty of space to get that header on target and on the frame of the goal, and it just goes over the bar. A bit of a mismatch there too, having the captain Michel defend against number 7 Axelraga. Definitely something that the St. Martin striker will be looking to exploit. We just see back here the cross in, and he is just completely unmarked in the middle of the box. Perfect position. All he has to do is get his head down, get the ball in the corner, and that is St. Martin's opening goal. expect to see more of that type of movement from the Saint Martin attack. Bonaire's thrown here. And the ref quick to call a foul against Saint Martin for a free kick about a few yards away from the top of the box. It looks like it might be Labania taking it. Just a shove in the back and a drag down by Dumas. Rafos will set his players up for a 4-person wall. Shot straight through. And there it is! That is Bonaire's opening goal and the first goal for them in this 2023 Champions Concacaf Nations League season. Excellent goal from a well-taken strike. And that's what we call a poacher's goal. That is just from being there, being reactive in the front. Let's see the free kick again. The keeper comes for it. The first header is defended well, and it's the second. The keeper actually gets 2 saves on this before Shandor Martinez puts it in behind the net. And against the run of play, Bonaire is up 1-0 against Saint Martin. From a goal that is certainly unexpected and will certainly frustrate the Saint Martin players.
Bonaire, number 5. Chiane Martinez. That goal was scored in the 67th.
Saint Martin here hoping to equalize. Ball doesn't quite make it to Axelraga. And they will just recycle it. Another foul. Bonaire player taking his laces off. Never quite a good sign. Or loosening his laces, excuse me, taking his shoe off. Never quite a good sign. And perhaps a bit of unsportsmanlike behavior that the referee has caught wind of. He will call both players back. We look to see what just happened here. Shove from Dumas against the Bonaire player. Just not really necessary at this moment. Referee just issuing some words of caution, trying to calm down the players and lower the temperature of the game a little bit. Understandably so, Saint Martin players are probably frustrated by the goal and will want to be on the front foot, be attacking, be aggressive for these next few minutes. foul for, and a change, for Bonaire. Half Surgery coming off, and Damer Casper joining. Felix Verhaar will be replaced by Remian Yanga. Verhaar certainly had some good opportunities in the first half, some good through balls. Was certainly one of the more attack-minded players and was encouraged to stay up there and be aggressive. For Relov Yanga, this could be a bit of a test of defensive will at this moment. We'll also see Yannick Belachas join for Saint Martin. Yannick, who holds the most number of caps for the team at 15. Referee from St. Kitts and Nevis giving yellow cards to both the Bonaire and Saint Martin players. That'll be Chevalier and Martinez, the goal scorer. This ball almost a mirror image of the position that Bonaire scored from. Let's see what St. Martin can do from here. Ball comes in, immediately headed out, and the referee spots a foul. Can certainly see that the substitutions from Saint Martin are a bit more attacking focus, with more forwards coming on, especially an experienced one such as Yannick Belchas, where it's expectedly is going to.
Substitution for Bonaire.
Stefan Auvray, no stranger to
Number 15.
goal scoring in Concacaf.
Substitution was also made out.
Had his own experience as a goal scorer back in 2007, taking his team Guadalupe to the semifinals. 2 years later, 2009, took them to quarterfinals, this time as captain, before they were eventually eliminated by Costa Rica. And he will be urging his team to score in this Concacaf Nations League match.
Substitution was also made for Saint Martin. Out number 10, in number 19.
Just announcing that Yannick Belchas did come on for number 10, Wilfred Delmat, the right winger. So again, certainly an attacking minded substitution. And here he is. St. Martin just pressing, and the ball comes, and there's a St. Martin goal. And there is the equalizing goal from none other than number 7, Axel Raga. His 5th goal in 2 games. The ball swung in, just takes a couple of deflections, and there is Axel at the back post, unmarked, able to slot it in the back left post, back left corner of the goal. That's a true striker's instinct, just being there, waiting, poaching. Bonaire players unhappy with the ref, thought it might have been offsides. But certainly, the substitutions made by Alvray are paying off.
Goal score for Saint Martin, number 7, Axel Raga.
And great win here to get the ball.
Goal scored in the 76th minute.
Sigurel just with some nice footwork on that right-hand side.
Attendance for tonight.
Belchas to the corner. Come in looking for Axel. And it just falls. It needs to be recirculated.
Attendance for tonight.
Levan trying to put it in once more before it gets headed out by the Bonaire player. Bonaire defense just soaking up waves and waves of pressure. Shot after shot. Just trying to get a head, foot, anything on it. Keeper boots it away. And falls a bit kindly here. Still difficult for Bonaire to keep some possession of the ball. Just seeing Yurik St. Paul. St. Paul just getting some treatment on the sideline. Long throw will come in from Yanga. Foot race, which Segurel wins and is able to get the ball away. Beating 1-2 defenders. Axel Raga looking for the third goal. Is he going to get it? Just squeezed past the face of the goal. Saint Martin attack not letting down, eventually winning their side a corner. And that is some dangerous play. Watching Axel, Lobon, and Segurel especially just tear through that defense. And that one touch, that is a goal-saving touch by the Bonaire defender. Ball in again. Here's Lobon. Lobon out to Lacazette. Lacazette takes a shot that goes wide. Belchas now the designated corner kicker as Delmat has been subbed off, but that one just too low, not able to make it past the defender. Trying to break, but it is 1-on-2 and he's able to get around. Support coming, or is he going to take it himself? No, just over the bar. And that was an excellent effort from Jonathan Labania. Just missing that last bit, just missing that shot on target, but great run around the two defenders. Oh, and he's really ruining that opportunity. "22-year-old with 7 caps and 2 goals mentioned that he did score in the last run in 2022 champions Concacaf Nations League, excuse me. Martinez with the throw in. Goal scorer just making sure that ball goes out to safety. And since it did not, he will recycle it back in play. Yanga again will throw it in. Wondering at this stage if Bonaire should be focusing more on trying to press up on Saint Martin. It seems like even after the equalizer, it does seem like the focus is still on defense. Here's Axel. Giovanni was able to get it away, but the foul is eventually called. That was a good one-on-one effort, but the referee just deeming that was a little too physical from the Bonaire player. Looking back, the call from the ref was actually offsides, and so the ball will be placed back where the offside occurred. We are seeing the Bonaire player getting a bit of treatment. 82nd minute, wouldn't be surprised. This is when players really start to be cramping up. Substitutions coming for Saint Martin. Malcolm Babel, the left back, will come out for Jeremy Patterson de Toya, who plays his football in the United States at Rider University. So a midfielder, attacking midfielder coming in to replace the left back. Certainly Alvare has some change in formation in mind, as well as perhaps a different attacking strategy here. We'll see exactly where Peterson de Toya slots in. Albanian to chase. Chevalier with the through ball, but just a bit wide. Ooh, and a bad foul just at the top of the box against Belchas, and this could be a very promising position for Saint Martin. We'll see this chance again. Across the face of the goal, and really no contact on the ball. Belchas goes down. Referee is right there. And it's an easy foul and a free kick in a dangerous spot.
In number 12, Jeremy Peterson. My apologies for that delay.
Little Boyer just trying to arrange his wall. Belchas to chase, but oh wow, and the free kick off the post and the rebound just over the bar. What an opportunity for Saint Martin. An excellent free kick. by Yannick Belchas just hits the underside. And Lebon is not able to keep the rebound under the post. Very, very good opportunity for Saint Martin that they are just not able to convert. Labania trying to keep the ball, but it will go out for a Saint Martin throw. Jeremy Peterson, the substitute, just coming in, getting the ball to Raga. He will win his side of corner. Belch has to take, comes out a little bit. It will be sent back in. Lacazette through. That's a good opportunity if he can get it away. Segarel just not able to take that shot, but that's some good footwork. He will have another opportunity here. And the ball just gets tapped in. Oh no, and it's an own goal for the Bonaire defender. And that is a tough, tough goal to concede in the 87th minute of this competition. We'll watch the replay of this again. Segarel with a shot in. And is it a deflection? Just the wrong place at the wrong time. Raga was on the back post. It likely would have gone in by Raga if not by the defender, but very, very difficult moment for Bonaire that was just on the verge of tying against Saint Martin, keeping the tie. However, they will win a free kick here. This is a slightly better position than the free kick that led to the first goal. So we'll see what they can do with this. And this was just a silly bump by Lacazette into Saint Paul. Really no reason to be doing that where Saint Paul really doesn't have anywhere to go. Foes will keep the wall a little smaller this time. Kick comes in and it's over the bar. Just slightly over. Just slightly over for the Bonaire striker, Saint Paul. Be cautious of some time wasting here. There will be a substitution by Saint Martin. David Chevalier, today, who made his debut for Saint Martin, will be replaced by Sebastian Selena, the center back who plays in Guadalupe. And for Avray, defending in these last few minutes will be absolutely crucial. The referee indicating 5 minutes of stoppage time. Decent number of substitutions as well as some injury time.
Number 14, David Chevalier.
And Saint Martin will just be focused on defending every last of these 5 minutes.
Selena. The fourth official has indicated a minimum of 5 minutes added to the second half. 5 minutes added to the second half.
Saint Martin pushing still as they turn forward. Ball aims to find Axel, but is just tipped away by the Bonaire defender. It will give Saint Martin yet another corner here in the 92nd minute. Corner taken short, and Saint Martin will just try to keep a little bit of possession, waste a little bit of time here, try to move the ball around without too much pressure, and just let the clock run out. Raga turns here, but unfortunately the ball goes outside. Bonaire and Anguilla won't face until October, so for the time being, Saint Martin will sit on top with 6 points, 2 wins from their 2 matches if this scoreline holds. It will put them in great position to win this group. Of course, 4 more match days still to come. Some great footwork by Keelan LeBon just to keep possession of the ball, and again, just to pick away at that clock a little bit. Can Belchas turn? No. Bonaire will send it forward, hoping that a long ball would maybe give their striker an opportunity, but it's easy pickings for the goalkeeper. I think for a team as inexperienced as Bonaire, they certainly put up a good fight. Well, they certainly put up much better fight than Anguilla did. So still definitely some work for this new manager, Relov Yanga, but promising signs. They are missing Guillermo Montero, which is a big loss considering he did score 2 goals previously. 9 caps, a very good free kick in the 2nd minute against Turks and Caicos back in March of 2023, so worth noting that is an important loss. Saint Martin here just soaking up the minutes, the seconds. Long throw in. But possession just returned back to Saint Martin. Belchas. Raga. Takes a tumble in the box, but it will eventually be a goal kick for Bonaire. Less than 30 seconds to play in additional time. The minimum of 5 minutes that the referee has indicated. Substitute Casper will throw in, but the referee will indicate the full time.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final score for tonight.
And the final score tonight is 2-1 Saint Martin to Bonaire. Bonaire with the first goal of their 2023 Concacaf Nations League campaign. However, 2 goals won by Axel Raga, and an unfortunate own goal by the Bonaire defender eventually leads the scoreline to 2-1. Saint Martin will next face Anguilla again. As well as Bonaire, note that there are 3 teams in the group. So Saint Martin will face Anguilla on the 16th, while Bonaire, October 16th, Bonaire will face Anguilla first, October 12th. It was a physical match. It was dominated by Saint Martin. The 2-1 scoreline largely reflects the attacking prowess that Saint Martin brought to this game. Bonaire still relatively inexperienced with a brand new manager and some new team members. Definitely look forward to seeing them in the next Concacaf Nations League games. Certainly some good chances. A first goal for Shander Martinez. And we'll look back now at some of the highlights from this game. We kicked off here tonight in St. Kitts and Nevis between Saint Martin and Bonaire. Bonaire had some early chances, nothing too threatening, as did Saint Martin. This early spillage by the goalkeeper. It was a very physical match. The referee was not afraid to dole out those yellow cards. Certainly keeping the tone of the match consistent throughout the play. There were several yellow cards handed out to both the Bonaire and Saint Martin players. Several fouls called in the match, but the scoreline was 0-0. At the second half, Bonaire had a couple shots on goal. Just wide of goal. And Saint Martin were able to show how they could penetrate through the Bonaire defense here. This was the free kick that eventually led to the first Bonaire goal of the campaign. The keeper made the first save as well as the second before Shander Martinez put in the rebound for his first goal with Bonaire and Bonaire's first goal in this Concacaf Nations League. A free kick from another spot, and the ref giving out more yellow cards, also proved to be quite dangerous. Here, Axel Raga scores his 5th goal in 2 games, just waiting at the back post and poaching. He had another opportunity later in the game that was just pushed wide. We saw Stanley Segural with a great one towards the Saint Martin goal. And eventually here, the winning goal that Segural did put in was unfortunately just tipped past the keeper to make it a 2-1 scoreline. At the end of 90 minutes, Saint Martin walks away with their 2nd victory in 2 games. And Bonaire will wait for their chance to play Anguilla next. Thanks for joining us here tonight. My name is Susan Zhang. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's match of Saint Martin versus Bonaire here in St. Kitts and Nevis in CONCACAF Nations League. Look forward to welcoming you for the next match.